Welcome back, MTG Joe here, and today we're going to be playing a deck that I ran into a couple times the same player on the ladder the other night, and it was a really cool deck. It is a Rakdos Waste Not deck in Historic. In particular, they were playing this in Best of One, so I tried to replicate it the best I could. So it's built around the card Waste Not, 2 mana enchantment. Whenever an opponent discards a creature, you get to create a zombie. If they discard a land, you get 2 black mana. And if they discard a non-creature, non-land, so instant, sorcery, enchantment, artifact, anything of that nature, you draw a card. So it's a really powerful engine, and we have a lot of duplicative and kind of versatile discard effects now in the format. So we have Inquisition of Kozilek, Thoughtseize that we have a split of, Kroxa obviously very good, and a way that we can escape back after we churn through all these effects. We have Inscription of Ruin, that can be kicked late game to get all the value, but it's a versatile card that can be used as removal in creature matchups against control, hit their hand, and can also reanimate our Kroxas if you want to do all the kicked modes. And then there's also Go Blank, which one of these big effects is if your opponent gets value out of their graveyard, it's not that valuable to make them discard, say against something like Phoenix, where they could just discard their Phoenixes. Like this, we're able to exile their graveyard as well. And then to kind of take advantage of it, we have Rankle. We get rid of the removals and stuff, and then we can try to smash in, also as a way to discard. Liliana also puts pressure on your opponent by hitting them for 3 life if they can't discard. It can also be used as a removal spell, and its ultimate can kind of take over the game if it's a creature-based deck. And to stay alive, we have Fatal Pushes, Heartless Axe, as well as Languish and Ritualist Soot. So Languish has the upside of it not killing our Kroxa. Ritualist Soot has the upside of not hitting our Rankle. Ritualist Soot's better against Elves, for example, in Best of One if they go wide and they're over 4 toughness. It hits all creatures as well as angels, where Languish wouldn't. Languish is better against something like Gruul that has questing beasts and 4 CMC creatures. Finally, we have 1 Cling to Dust in the deck as well. So I want to give this a shot. One card that you might ask about, Davriel, which usually sees play in these shells. Best of One is fairly creature heavy, and even the control decks now that they moved to Jeskai have answers in the form of Prismari Command or Lightning Helix. So it's just not as versatile of a card. I think with stuff like Liliana or just presenting actual threats is a little bit more reasonable. Not sure if I mentioned, but Bone Crusher is just here as removal as well as another means of pressure on the opponent. We can cast its spell and then not have to worry about it. Actually, speaking of which, we can test this out in this event. The deck itself, I haven't played it yet. So I wanted to get a feel for it and play some games. So we might as well fire it up for the FNM event and see how things go. So Waste Not in Historic, let's see how it goes. As always, if you do enjoy the content, if you can, drop a like, comment, and subscribe. I will be getting around to Best of 3 content again. I got my COVID vaccine, the second one this week, so I've been sick for most of the week, just getting over those side effects. Most hands with Waste Not we want to keep. It's just the engine of our deck. So it's a little unfortunate. So I'm going to take advantage of this now. Just draw a card. It's actually pretty good. See what's going on. Another Thoughtseize, another Inquisition. I think we get rid of this. Because like this, if they want to force us to discard, it's going to cost them life. They probably get rid of... That's interesting. Oh, they're just going all out. So this is actually an interesting line. I have 5 cards in the graveyard, so I can escape the Cling if needed. So I'm actually going to wait, because they're going to be inclined to Kroxa this turn. Obviously, opponent drawing 3 discard spells. We really wanted a land there. Really needed a land there. Obviously not knowing what we were against at the time. If we knew they had that much discard, we would have held the Cling. Is the opponent on the same list? Ah, it's a bit frustrating just not hitting your line drop. Perfect. So here, I think we go Rankle here. Might be wrong. If they have a removal, they need land and a cheap removal spell to unlock Kroxa. This lets me start pressuring them. If we could have had that Waste Not on turn 2. Would have been fantastic. Inscription's nice as well. So we'll just wait here. We have Cling to Dust if needed. It does suck here to have to get rid of our Kroxa in the yard. I still think it's right. Now we just force them to discard their 2 cards in hand. Okay, it's just land. We just hold here. We can draw a card. They too can start drawing cards, but we're finding all those lines now. Still only 2 cards. We'll let them draw here. If they draw Kroxa, they don't have enough. Oh, they do have enough to escape it, but it's not the end of the world. I think we're cool drawing 1 more card here. Their deck doesn't seem to pressure that hard. Liliana's Triumph. Interesting they're choosing not to draw here. Oh! What are the chances? I haven't played against the Waste Not deck in forever. I think we draw 1 more card here. Well, we're finding all our lands. So we have to hope they don't draw a discard effect. Rankle's fine. And Liliana.
Every death is an opportunity to increase my influence.
Liliana's going to be a bit of an issue. Don't think we have a real answer to it. They can get mana, they have nothing to do with it. Okay, so we have Bone Crusher. Bone Crusher's not bad. Gives us something to do here.
You stained my gown.
So they can minus with Lily. If they draw a card off that. These extinction events have been brutal just because we haven't been able to recover.
We're doing things my way.
Okay, we can draw a card at least.
I have the right to choose my own fate.
Looks like we're gonna lose this one, but this is a good demo of the deck. Like, the opponents hit their curve a little bit better than ours. I think we just exile their graveyard. We're gonna take 3 here. Second waste not.
You think too much.
I think we just draw here. We go to 1 here. We don't have any creatures to eat.
I'm looking for new minions. Care to volunteer?
It's actually pretty good. It lets us draw some cards. And then like this, we discard a land. They just get mana. Ah, that's annoying. They get the zombies. It's a hell of a top deck.
I have no interest in fighting fair.
So I can eat my own. That takes me up to 7. I take 3. So if I eat my own, so they take 3 from that. I have to kill one of these or I'm dead. So I either give them the draw, which is probably fine. I'd rather not take 3. They don't have any creatures in the graveyard. And like this, they have to decide if they want to hit my Liliana. I can also just draw a card.
This was a wasted opportunity. Sorry for your loss.
Yeah. It's a funny just getting into this matchup to begin. Okay, so they are on Davriel.
Make this quick.
That's one thing we didn't play in ours.
A mind is a terrific thing to waste.
I think we keep this in case there's like Croxa.
Struggling.
That's actually lethal. Oh, he stole this. So, good thing we didn't cling there. Opponent got through half their deck. We did 2. We saw 2 Croxas. They saw 1. Opponent going out in style. That was a hell of a game. Liliana proving to be awesome in the deck. Just pushing through. And you can see how, like, when you can get ahead on the waste knot. Oh, this ends. Easy keep. We just need to stick this waste knot, and opponent's gonna have a bad day. Come on, opponent. On the play as well, so hopefully don't get run down by aggro. This opponent playing mono red. Oh, opponent's gonna have a sad time. If they're on Phoenix. Because their discards fuels our waste knot as well. So I don't think we need to go blank just yet. Oh, they could be big red. So if they discard 2 lands here, I can also... Oh, they're Dragon Storm. Okay, so next turn we just exile their graveyard. We Inquisition them first and then go blank them. They could Mizzix Mastery the Dragon Storm. That gets them 2 dragons out. Looks like what's happening. So we can kill one of them. I think we're still dead. Opponent managed to have exactly the combo. I think we need to start off with this. Do this. We're still dead. We don't have that much removal, especially to deal with these 2 dragons. Yeah, I think we're just a little too short. We needed them not to have that 1 turn. Had we known in retrospect, go blank would have been fine. They're going to give us some value here. Like, I have Inscription. I guess if we draw the other Heartless Act, but I have to take 3 damage. Yeah. Let's see what they got. So it does draw me 2 cards. Even Extinction Event wouldn't have done it for us that turn. So. The opponent pulled off the turn 3 Dragonstorm. That's pretty much their nut draw. Our discard kind of fueled them. And that's like why we have the exile style effects. It's just you can't really do much. If they were the other reanimator style, this sounds good. I'll lead with this because it can get one of their early plays. Okay, they are Neoform combo. So we'll lead with this. We'll probably just like take enablers. They have one of the combo pieces in hand, which isn't great. Or like for them. Love to draw a card. Ooh, that's good for next turn. I don't really care about their hand right now, to be honest. I don't care about a zombie. Might have memory lapse. Neoform's gonna have a hell of a time playing against a deck with this much discard. They're a critical mass combo deck, so they need to select certain pieces, and our deck has a great ability to just pick that apart. We could have jammed Liliana there, but if we get memory lapsed, it feels kind of bad. We'll give this a go. Got an Is It player here. Counterspell, Prismari. Let's get rid of the counterspell here. Just in case they like throw out a creature here. What would you like to get rid of, opponent? So many heads exploding. Yeah, let me go to the regular queue. I feel like people are more susceptible to conceding here just because they want to get their dailies. Historic. Waste not. Want not. This might be something like once I get back into best of 3, if we notice that the ladder is like heavily Phoenix and Jeskai decks, this is something that could potentially be reasonable. How I have it built right now, like with the focus of best of 1, is you need to be able to answer the creature swarm decks. So we are playing removal that may not be good in other matchups. Sounds fine. Jeskai. They got Helix, Prismari. So they look like some sort of Magus deck. Let's go Croxa. Would have loved to have a waste not out. So they discard their second. Next turn I'm probably gonna Thoughtseize and then Stomp. Actually, I think we still Thoughtseize here. So they look to hide stuff. Really looking for Go Blank here if possible. Not sure why you're giving me the oops. Still got a card out of your hand. I think here we're good to run this out. We got rid of a Lightning Helix. Can force him to discard again. Interesting, they didn't want to shuffle. Oh, so they kept the Lapse on top. Okay, I got Opus. That's fine. We take 4 here, but... Oh, they get to draw 2 as well. So let's see what's happening up here. That's interesting. I think we just get rid of this right now. Obviously would have loved to be able to take that. What do you got? What do you got? Is this the Gear Hulk version?
Run now, and I might spare your life.
Could be Gear Hulk, Flashback Magma Opus. Yeah. We're dead here. So that's an interesting one to see. Like, obviously with Gear Hulk version, it's going to be a little worse. I think... I do want... I want it like that. Let's try this one more time. It's 2 games now we lost where if we had to go blank, just exiling their graveyard would have been huge. While we're a little weaker to the creature decks, I think it's relatively okay. Opponent's on Luris. Opponent goes first. I think it's fine. So lead with this. Gets one of their early plays. Cling, Colligan's, Croxa. I think I'm actually going to get rid of their Croxa first. Because that way they don't get the discard on me. And then I can get rid of Colligan's command. Peasy out. I actually can't stomp. I think I'd rather... Because what's their other card? Blood Chief's Thirst. I can get rid of Colligan's command. Let's do that. Play this tapped. Looting's good. If we draw Waste Not, we're in a good spot. Ooh, that's a good one. That is a good one. Here if they put Luris to hand. I think we're just getting rid of this now. We can Fatal Push something. We really want to land for this Liliana to get going. That's annoying. Let's just do this. Land. Okay. Sweet.
You think too much.
So they can start trying to... That's literally the best draw they could have had. That gives them exactly enough to escape Croxa. Ritual of Soot. That's so incredibly frustrating.
So tough. Get out of my way already.
There's the hand. Just... That's frustrating. And this is one of the downsides. Like, we saw the games where if we have the Waste Not, it's great. But when you don't have Waste Not, you do tend to be a little susceptible. We weren't drawing cards. Okay. We have the Namesake. And you're probably going to get some degree of polar decks or like gameplay with it. I mean, if we can... this looks like a slower deck. That was actually a great draw. Okay, so they're gonna try to blow up our lands. We will draw 2. Fortunately, not a land. If they discard a land here. Okay, drop 2 cards. Hey. What about triple waste knot? Now it's gonna get nutty. Play this out next turn.
This battle is going to end on my terms.
So I guess we didn't have to manually tap. Probably get rid of this fatal push.
We're doing things my way.
Let's get rid of haphazard. Draw 3 cards. Let's get rid of Croxa, or get rid of this, draw 3 cards. So this is a highlight of how you can pop off. And I think that's a real fitting way to wrap this up. The deck's cool. I don't know if this is the exact list, how we want to finish. But definitely something that is fun. I think having the 4 go blanks is better. And then the 2 inscriptions, I think that's reasonable. What we might want is maybe 3 Croxas, 3 inscriptions, split it up like that. But this is a shell, you can play around with it. Might just not want Rankle. Like, there's probably better cards to play than Rankle. Like, Liliana seems more impactful in the shell. So there's around the edges we can play around with it. Never really got to use Crawling Barons in any match either. Might be just better served as another castle. But that's the deck. Let me know what you think. And as always, thank you for watching. And if you can, like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great one.